would not release it. Does that sound scientific to you? Does that sound unbiased?
Sounds like they got something to hide.
Yeah, it sounds to me like they had something to hide. So now that all this is coming out, now they're going to sue NASA because NASA would not release information on global warming. But yet they want to set up a world government. They want a world, a global tax. They want to train your kids that they're bad. They want to train your kids to narc you out and write tickets on you for taking hot baths. Yep. Meanwhile, it's coming out now that it was all a fraud. And I want you to see. Okay, this is if you go to the Dakota Voice, or wait, which is the article?
It's the one before.
This one here.
Yeah.
Climategate. Climategate. The final nail in the coffin.
Scroll down. These are the. If you scroll down.
Yeah, hang on, I lost it here. The final nail in the coffin of anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic meaning man-made. And this is in the London Telegraph. I told you if you want to get hip to what's going on in the Telegraph, the London Telegraph, the UK Daily, Der Spiegel, you got to read these magazines because they're more truthful than a lot of times than our own media here in America. But anyway, if I can just stop going, let's see far here. When you read some of those files, including 1,079 emails and 72 documents, you realize just why the Boffins at CRU might have preferred to keep them confidential.
And Boffins, do you know what that is?
Isn't that a German?
Yeah, it was General Boffin. I believe it was General Boffin from Star Wars.
Yeah.
We got the Star Wars plans for the Death Star.
Yes, yeah.
And that's...
we have the plans right now, but now we have to attack. Unless you want a global fraud, a global tax, you want your kids to grow up feeling guilty for being...
Global government.
For breathing.
Global government with regional sovereignty.
You realize, okay, as Andrew Bolt puts it, this scandal could well be the greatest in modern science. It's a sad day for science, man.
It's insane.
These alleged
It's
emails,
like learning tomorrow that we didn't go on the moon.
These alleged emails supposedly exchanged by some of the most prominent scientists pushing the AGW theory suggests. Anthropomorphic global warming or whatever.
I just say
progenic, anthropogenic.
We should actually hit some of these.
Yeah,
I
am.
Really nice.
I am.
So I'm just a little anxious to get this out there. This is just insane.
Look at this, manipulation of evidence. Here's one email. I've just completed Mike's nature trick of adding in the real temps to each series for the last 20 years, from 1981 onwards, and from 1961 for Keith's to hide the decline. The temperature is declining, and they're adding in data to make it seem like it's not. Provide doubts about private doubts about whether the world really is heating up. Here's one of the emails. The fact is that we can't account for the lack of warming at the moment, and it is a travesty that we can't. See, they're so bent on, they're like zealots. The series data published in the August BAMS 09 supplement on 2008 shows there should be even more warming, but the data are surely wrong. Our observing system is inadequate.
And that's from their mouths.
Suppression of evidence. Can you delete any emails you may have had with Keith's REAR4?
I have to say this quick.
Keith will do likewise.
This ties into that, though. Getting rid of emails. Senator Inhofe actually just sent out a letter to all these scientists informing them at this university not to discard any documents or any emails from this point forward, because the Congress, he actually plans on having an investigation on this. This is huge.
All right. Let me make a point about Senator Inhofe and read this, because he has been fighting this. He is a real soldier. Where's the one to not let, to get rid of people that disagree with him?
It's down a little farther.
Attempts to disguise.
Yep. Like truth, warmth right now.
Right here.
Yep.
And perhaps most reprehensibly, listen to what these people have done. Senator, let me say this first. Senator Inhofe has been fighting these people because he noticed that a lot of them were pulling dirty little tricks like hiding evidence and stuff. And
so
he called them out, and they blacklisted him. According to him, they tried to kill him, which he did. A plane that he was in, the propeller just fell right off of the plane. I mean, luckily, he survived. So he's survived losing his job, death threats on his family, one attempt on his life fighting these global warming, monsters. But anyway, right here, and this is evidence of that. And perhaps most reprehensibly, a long series of communications discussing how best to squeeze dissenting scientists out of the peer review process.
Dissenting meaning that I'm not agreeing with this hoax or this theory.
How, in other words, to create a scientific climate in which anyone who disagrees with anthropomorphic global warming can be written off as a crank whose views do not have a scrap of authority. And then you can read the quotes from the email. This was the danger of always criticizing the skeptics for not publishing in the peer-reviewed literature. Obviously, they found a solution to that takeover a journal. So what do we do about this? I think we have to stop considering climate research as a legitimate peer-reviewed journal. Perhaps we should encourage our colleagues in the climate research community to no longer submit to or cite papers in this journal. We would also need to consider what we tell or request of more reasonable colleagues who currently sit on the editorial board. What do others think? So
See, if you have evidence contrary to what they're purveying, then you're called a crank. It's like in the medical field. It's like in the medical field, if you have something, maybe something natural, you're called a quack or a quark or whatever, and they totally dismiss you, even though it may cure cancer. It's just
okay. This is like a stake in the vampire of the heart. It's like we got the stake on the chest of the vampire. Are we going to drive the spike through the vampire's heart, and are we going to take down this global government regime that has been basically eating away this country like a cancer for like the past 50 or 60 years? I mean, even longer than that. I mean, going all the way back to like the Federal Reserve Act, I guess, back in the early 1900s, really.
That's when it really started.
That's when they
took over us financially.
Yes, that's when the bankers financially took us over. But so there it is, folks. ClimateGate.
Do your research. Wow, I don't even know where to start. I mean, where can we direct them so they can do their own? Because you're not going to see this on the mainstream news.
I would just go to. It's in a lot of mainstream newspapers. I would just go to a search engine like Google or Startpage, and I would just type in ClimateGate
and get involved. Call your representatives. Tell them how disgusted you are with this.
And that if this is a fraud, then
our money
then we should not be even considering the Copenhagen.
Exactly, or cap and trade.
And Al Gore should be on a plane getting out of this country.
Yeah, exactly, or in prison.
He's already been caught lying. He said he invented the internet. You know what I mean? They're hailing him as a hero, like he's got a blue suit and a red cape, and he's like flying around the world saving people's lives.
He was just on 30 Rock the other night, pretending to be a superhero type guy, running down. Oil's in trouble, and he runs down, and they got superhero music playing.
Al Gore's no superhero. Al Gore's no Martin Luther King.
He's selling snake oil.
Yeah, he's a snake oil salesman. So and you think I'm attacking Democrats? You know what?
It's totally nonpartisan.
It's nonpartisan, man.
First show.
I would advise all you people that are in this global warming movement to abandon ship.
Yeah, it's sinking.
It is definitely sinking. And that kind of segues into this article that I want to read here about children writing environmental tickets for their parents. It's in I believe it's the New York Times here. Let me see if I can find it.